To pretty much find out and listen to what Joseph has to say. Joseph already had pretty much interpreted his dream. So that's where we're going to start at. And the Pharaoh said to his servants, "Can we find a man like this who is the Spirit of God?" Then the Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has shown you all this, this is none so discerned or wise as you are. You shall be over my house, and over the people shall over themselves as you command. Only as regard the throne will I be greater than you." And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "See, I have set you over all the land of Egypt." Then Pharaoh took his signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and clothed him in garments and fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him ride his second chariot. And they called out before him, bow the knee. Thus he set him over the land of Egypt. Moreover, Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, and without your consent no one shall lift up hand and foot in all the land of Egypt." And Pharaoh called Joseph Zapnapanet, and he gave him a marriage, and the daughter of Potiphar, priest On. And so Joseph went out and over the land of Egypt. My sermon topic is called "From the Prison to the Palace." And see, a lot of us, we are in prison in our minds. Have you ever seen somebody like that go into jail, and you wonder why they're in jail, they get out of jail, and they come out the exact same? And you're like, "What did you do to get put up in jail?" "Well, I was in there for stealing. I was in there for writing crazy checks, or I was in there for some tickets." And then they get out, they tell you these stories, but at the same time, you turn around, they back in jail, and you be like, "Man, what did you go to jail for?" They back in jail for the same thing. For the very same thing. And so you get those people that just like they in prison in their mind, they almost like in a cycle of things they repeat. And they don't go nowhere, they don't grow. So they be in prison in their minds. But then you get those ones that be in prison that come out and they so highly educated and they totally different. They be totally different. Because it's a change that takes place. It was a change that took place with Joseph while he was in prison. And I look at it like, you get a lot of people that say that they are called to do certain things. They are called to be a doctor. They are called to be a pastor. They are called to be a karate instructor. But they don't want to go through the process to get to where they need to be to get there. Like in martial arts, for example, you go through the white belt, the yellow belt, the green belt. You go through a process before you can call yourself an expert. In pastoral, you go through a process. A lot of people think that you have to just go to a ministerial school and then you get these licenses and then you're a pastor. Poof. My thing is that you have to go through life. Joseph had to be formed and molded in order to become the king of Egypt. God was just not going to just put him up there and just be like, "Hey, this is what I called you to be. You was going to be over your brothers, and here's the throne."